You're listening to The Monks. You're here with The Monks. I'm Josh.
I'm Heather.
And thank you very much for being here.
Yes.
Good to see you.
You too.
In our marital home. Mm-hmm. As always, I come home, there you are, ready to co-host. Or host, and I'm a co-host. We're equally co-hosts.
Thank you.
We got a good one in store for him today. Oh, baby, if you wanted to hear about the early 90s...
Mid to late 90s.
If you wanted to hear about something that probably started its early rumblings, early 90s, but then really came to life mid 90s and was completed by late 90s, you are in for a real treat. People are clamoring right now. They're like, please let it be. Just some guy on a tractor. Oh, God, I know it's going to be. Just say it. Is it Lilith Fair? Is it I watched the Lilith Fair documentary.
Yeah.
You watched the Lilith Fair documentary. We, the monks.
Watched that Lilith Fair documentary.
We did. It was great.
Yeah.
Did you
I loved it. I loved it.
Let me just paint a picture for the people. Mm-hmm. Heather, 6th grade. Is this 6th grade happening?
96.
96? Yeah, that's like 7.
So I'm probably 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6th, 7th grade.
So you got your binder. You're writing poetry about abortions. You're reading it to aunts at family get-togethers.
I am.
They are stoically going, nice. Yeah.
Actually, I think I read it to one of my aunt's new husband. Not joking.
Is she going to do this the whole time, or?
Oh, gosh.
I picture you at 13, like whenever Pink went in the studio and she goes, and she had that line in that song about fighting with her dad, and it was like My Vietnam. Mm-hmm. And then I just picture the engineer going like, okay. I mean, it's certainly, like, yeah. I mean, I've heard worse stuff. Yeah.
You think that's what my poems are? That's what you're saying?
I would think to a man who just married into your family to have some 12, 13-year-old girl walk up and just earnestly read me a poem about choice. I'd go.
They weren't all about that.
You read a multiple.
Oh, probably.
Oh, that's great. And you know what's great about that? Like, way to know your audience, right? You don't go to somebody who has the right to walk away. You go to somebody who goes, she's got several in the Trapper Keeper. Like, I looked in there and I saw a dense stack of.
He's visiting. He has to listen. He's staying the night.
Yeah. This is my house. Yes. You just look him in his eyes. You take him by his shirt. You go, this is my house. You're going to be hearing some poetry, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Coming from a young woman's perspective. Mm-hmm. About a world that maybe isn't made for her, which is exactly what Lilith Fair was. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, it was.
What did you love about Lilith Fair? Like, when you were watching it, what were you like, oh my God, besides just being jealous that you couldn't go?
Mostly just that. I wish I had got to experience that. It looked just incredible. I did experience it through MTV and VH1.
Yeah.
But in person, like in real life.
But when you watched it at home, you were psyched, right?
Yeah.
How could you not be?
I loved it.
That lineup, if you're into,
crazy.
Initially I'd say it was folk heavy. It was singer, songwriter, they're playing piano, they're playing guitar, like those type of acts.
They all played different music, technically. I mean, I don't think Sheryl Crow's music was the same as Sarah McLachlan's music.
No, but I just mean but she definitely is writing those tunes. Mm-hmm. I just pictured it a lot of high level singer songwriter types of all different.
It was
variety.
Whoever was most popular at that time period, and was a female artist.
Yeah. As someone who's performed with other creative people, I was like, I was watching it going like, wow, this is magic. The level of camaraderie that these acts had.
Yeah.
What started Lilith Fair? Like, the thing that got Sarah McLachlan on it was basically
kind of just being treated poorly by the industry.
Right.
They wouldn't play women back to back on the radio.
Yeah.
They wouldn't
felt that the audience would literally just tune out. They're like,
turn
can't
it
do
off.
it. Can't do it.
Is it a push button or a knob one?
I like to think it was this.
And not, okay, I got.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a push button guy. He's already progressed enough where he's like, I could listen to 2 tunes in a row from a woman. I don't understand what the issue would be.
Yes, I agree.
Tune knob guy goes, nope. That's why I didn't get buttons. Play me 2 women in a row. I'm sitting over here going like, can I hear a man?
Buttons. Oh, buttons.
Yeah, like turn up. Like,
I had just pictured a guy who some woman in his town wouldn't sew buttons on his shirt because of his attitude towards women.
Honestly, that would be great. Little stances against like men, where it's like, hey, I need to get a couple buttons on the shirt. Like, good luck. Good luck. You're not gonna get them sewn on here. I'd love to hear 2 songs. I'd love to hear Bonnie Raitt. And then I'd love to hear Sheryl Crow, but I can't listen to that back to back. I got to listen to 8 guys in between that for some reason. You don't get no buttons from me.
Yeah.
Come on, my belly's hanging out here. Please.
Please.
That was the kind of the onus of it. They were like, all right, can we tour together? Because they said they wouldn't even put them on the same like shows.
Right.
They're like, no, who's going to come?
Right.
You know what's so crazy? They said that line, who's going to come? And then they, of course, like they kind of foreshadow. They show some of the crowd footage from Lilith Fair. And of course, it's predominantly women. It is a lot of men, but it is predominantly women. But it's just 50% of the world is the same gender of these people. It's baffling to me, like how much that, like you'd think that was a bad bit.
I loved the camaraderie of not only the musicians, the artists, the crew seemed to be getting along.
Predominantly female crew.
But also I want to call them customers, but that's not right.
Like the concert goers.
Yeah. Everyone at the festival seemed to be
fans.
Why
is that? The tip of our tongue. Fans.
Don't have any. Don't know it. Never heard it.
I consider everybody a customer. Everybody's a customer. It did seem like the vibes were very high at the
it seemed fun, safe. Just a good time.
Yeah, everybody's vibing. Do you remember the group? Because they said whenever they initially started it that the camaraderie wasn't quite there. It was no animosity or anything, but they hadn't quite clicked into place where it really becomes this like big kumbaya. Everybody's kind of playing acoustic guitar and vibing together as the performers.
Yeah.
Do you remember the group?
It was the Indigo Girls.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were just... everybody get in here. Let's have a jam session. Who's going to play with who? And then they all just started like playing on stage with each other when they wanted to.
I remember Jules said that. She's like, they asked somebody like, oh, can we sing with you? And she's like, I grew up like you don't approach the more seasoned people. You hope they approach you. And it absolutely opened my whole mind that you could just walk up and ask. Like, so I did, Right.
I would feel the same way as her.
Yeah. I would very much. I actually thought, man, that's a special person to have involved in whatever you're doing in life. If you have, hey, everybody get in here, that can really kind of bridge that awkwardness of just people being people and just kind of, bam, we're just in it. There's always those kids when you're growing up where they just walk up and they're just like friends with everybody,
Yeah.
And sometimes it's as simple as they were just telling people like, hey, you want to be friends? And they just cut through the BS because they opened the dynamic of it to what it became like the magic of it.
Yes.
And I said, that's a really big feather in your cap professionally and personally.
Everyone was having a fun time and remembering like, this is a short time. Let's just give our best to being, not letting anything kind of, because it was a slog of bad press. It was a slog of them repeatedly answering the same questions, and I'm sure that would get them down, but then maybe playing brought them back up. It was just and they didn't let that get them down because they had each other, and I thought that was great.
And it did seem like Sarah McLachlan did try to lead with like compassion and like actual care for the artists as well as like the actual fans.
Yes.
Like, she's trying to put together, she's hearing stuff like when criticisms come up, like at one point in the years of it, they were like, hey, kind of white.
Yeah, they called it the Lily White Fair.
Yeah. And she didn't bristle at that. She said, oh, no, I think that's valid. And then all of a sudden, Erykah Badu's in there.
Yeah.
And they
Queen
showed...
Latifah's playing a set.
Yes.
Missy Elliott's playing. You're like, I'm getting to see the top performers at this thing.
In every genre. It's
so cool.
And the thing that was cool is there was a lot of people, they'd go to the crowd and there was a lot of people who had like, I'd never seen Erykah Badu. She was my favorite performer here. You know what I mean? So it's great for the artists. They're getting to expand their thing. Missy Elliott's like, that's the first time I ever performed a concert.
Isn't that crazy?
Lilith Fair. She absolutely smoked it.
Yeah. And superstar story about how she got there.
Oh, yeah.
Her bus broke down and she just hitched a ride with some guy in a Corvette or something.
I think it was a Viper. It can't be more 90s than like, it was like a red convertible Viper.
Yeah. Just pulled up, put her blow up suit on, and popped out on stage and crushed
and she flagged the guy down, and it was a big enough deal that he was like, "Oh, okay," like, and just took her up the road.
That's nuts.
And I was like, that being your first concert, and they show that footage, and she's absolutely destroying. Like, you know what I mean? She's just killing it. But what I loved about her, in all of them, but like Missy Elliott kind of has this vibe. Like, she very much was like through our whole childhood into our adulthood.
Yeah,
she is somebody who just has that like joyous nature to her performing.
Yes.
And that you saw that right there. It's like her first time, but she's very like, I'm in this, man. Like, I'm singing hard on the songs. I'm doing everything. I was like, this is a vibe. Like, I just kept saying, I was like, man, I bring it back.
Well, I don't think it is a different environment, and they did talk about that. What it would just be different. It wouldn't be kind of the same. It could evolve into something different for sure.
I guess I'm looking for, and even if like, I hope people tell us that I'm missing something. They're like, oh, go to this. That's kind of like that. Because that's all I kept saying. I was like, man, the age I'm at now, what I want is like, throw up a bunch of good acts. I don't have to know them all. That was another thing they were like huge for, was on the business side. They did a lot of very interesting things. They were the first concert that did like the Village, where they had multiple stages.
Oh, were they the first?
And vendors and things like that. Yeah, they were like, we were the first ones to kind of do that model, where you'd have like A stage, B stage, C stage. I thought that was very interesting.
That is interesting. Every $1 from every ticket went to a local charity. So I really liked that, because that's keeping it. I just felt Sarah McLachlan. I really feel she walks the walk. Like, seems like a good person.
She does seem like a good person. I
think they would choose vendors that were, had a good message and that would agree to also donate to charity while they were there. Yeah. Stuff like that. I really admired.
They fought for the ones that deserve it. Like, they fought for Planned Parenthood to be included in some of the cities that were pushing against that, and those kind of things. And I go, it's like she had a pretty good feel. And the thing that I thought was cool, she was very honest about like her, like, second guessing of herself and constantly questioning things, but from the outside looking in, I go, she seemed like she had a pretty strong, good hearted gut instinct of what was worth the fight, what wasn't worth the fight. And just would like listen to critique and criticism when it was valid.
Right.
I loved what she said at one point where, like, they were getting bashed, like you said, a lot. And she said, well, I really don't think I'm going to change everything about the Lilith Fair for people who don't go to the Lilith Fair.
Right.
And I thought that's a good thing for anybody who's doing a creative endeavor to remember, is like, don't tear the thing down to the studs for somebody who's just on the outside throwing rocks at the house to begin with.
Exactly.
They don't care. They're not rooting for you.
And the Lilith Fair name does feel like a very 13-year-old Heather poem, how it was broken down. So Lilith is Adam's first wife. Yeah. She didn't like not being treated as an equal, so she left the garden to, I think, spend her days dancing with other women who also disobeyed and wanted equal rights. Yeah. And fair, she said it was, obviously fair means beauty, fair means equal. Yeah. And it also means festival. Yeah. And I was like, that's so great. Brilliant.
Yeah. And one of her, and again, like because one of her friends said, have you heard about Lilith?
Right.
Because I think she was like going on something.
Yeah, she was thinking about Eve or something.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, this is even better. Yeah. And I thought, I'd never heard that. I didn't know that's what Lilith Fair meant, But I thought, that's awesome. Like, that's good marketing.
Right.
They knew their vibe. And it also, I guess, like, I'm watching it going like, as somebody who tries to be creative and as somebody who enjoys music and all, I was like, it's fun to get to watch. Like, you don't have to stick the landing night one. Like, being creative is a ever evolving thing.
Yes.
You're getting feedback. Like, a big thing that they did, you talk about the camaraderie and the singing together. They started to close every show with all of them doing a number, but they're rehearsing it. They're playing in the hallways. They're getting it down, and then they're going out and absolutely crushing it.
And letting each person do their own thing within it. Like, Jewel would do a yodel or, it just, I don't know. It was really cool. I wish I got to go in person, but I do have like good memories of watching it, snippets and whatnot of it.
Dude, there were so many things at that age that I have memories of. Like, I'm like, this meant something to me. Like, the VMAs meant something to me. You know what I mean? I was like, what's Jim Carrey going to do? He's going to be funny. Like, what are they going to, you know what I mean? Like, that stuff meant something to me.
Yeah.
And any guy who's like, might be listening and is like, I don't know about this. I go, just think of it this way. if you're a guy and you're in that age range, this is like that sing along is like when like your favorite wrestler joined the NWO. Like you're just like, oh, all these people I like are doing a thing together. Like I love this.
Yeah, it is. We all like the same stuff.
Everything
it's just
we
different.
like, dude. Everything that everybody
just,
likes is so close. If you don't like this, odds are you like a thing that's just it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. They had a couple of shots of Queen Latifah doing a couple sets.
Yeah.
And in one of the sets, she had the same hat as me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's my Australian adventure hat.
Oh, the one you currently have, you mean?
I was like, ah. But that was from like early 90s. But I was like, still plays. It's a cool hat.
A weird thing about Queen Latifah to me, and this is strictly just to me, she always, for some reason, reminded me of my sister because she has this like powerful energy, but she seems to be a very kind person. Mm-hmm. And she just, I don't know, for some, my whole life, I was like, man, she reminds me of my sister when I'd see her. And
I actually thought that too, but separately, I've never.
Yeah, they're not like the same in every way, but there's just something about their general deal that I don't know attracts for me in the same direction.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yeah, they feel tough, but very kind.
Yeah,
and I go, I don't know. Somehow it always has kind of clicked in my mind that way.
I definitely see that.
Yeah, and Queen Latifah, she's actually a huge one for me because like elementary school, I remember her as a hip hop artist, and it was a big deal. And then I watched Living Single like crazy, you know what I mean? And then Set It Off came out. And then like she's one of those people that like my whole life, she's been different parts of it in different ways where I'm and
can't forget about The Holiday.
Is
it called The Holiday?
No. The Holiday is with Kate. I was like, we just want to talk about The Holiday.
Okay, we should just kind of squeeze that in there. Yeah.
Cameron Diaz. I heard that maybe Queen Latifah saw it.
I like that one where she goes to the mountain and
she's like supposedly she thinks she's dying, but she's not really dying, and it just shows you how you're supposed to live life. Like it's like just live life like you're dying. Yeah,
spend all your money at a 5-star resort,
right? I have that thought all the time. I don't even need to like think I go, but that would push it because I do have that thought where I'm like, man, should I? How often do you honestly go, should I quit everything?
No,
Burn?
I never think that.
Oh, okay. I go. Quit everything, jobs wise. Go somewhere that's beautiful but cheaper. Burn through the savings, and then like hope that by then a net has appeared.
Ooh, I don't know, but I would be interested in talking about it further.
Really? Like, can you imagine you just like living in Greece and you're just like, I think we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, Lilith Fair was cool. Also, it did show me one thing. One of the first concerts, I think the first concert was at this place in Washington called The Gorge. And I was like, I have to go see something at this place.
I'm pretty sure they must have shown that concert on TV or something because I remember it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Or I've seen maybe just, parts of it or something over the years.
That seems cooler to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some, like that place, like, is it the Red Rock one? That's like the amphitheater, you know what I mean? Like some of these natural, like, or amphitheaters built into the nature. I go, that seems cooler to me. That
seems
really
incredible. Cool. It seems like you're really using the world how it should be.
I was like, I'm into that.
For amplifying music.
Amplify that sound. And behind them, they just got this beautiful gorge back there with water. You know what I mean? It's gorgeous. And I was like, gotta see something there. You know what I mean? Just gotta see something. That's like when we got to go to the Ratty Shell, and I'm like, this is a cool venue.
Yeah, it was cool.
You're right by the bay in San Diego. You know what I mean? It was cool. People were in their boats honking whenever they want to applaud. I was like, this is a vibe, man. I love it.
It was cool.
And it was Willie Nelson. I was like, yeah, this is a good venue for Willie Nelson.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. Very, very cool time. Last weekend, we went to do a sunset cruise, which it was your birthday, and you're always wanting to go do like a sunset cruise. I mean, that's like a thing you've mentioned a bunch of times. I said, this is going to be a real home run. This is a home run. Because sometimes you're hard to buy a gift for. And this, I was like, okay, experiences. We already talked in the previous episode. We went to a banging dinner. But we went to go do the sunset cruise, and it was gorgeous on Saturday. Gorgeous. Just like beautiful weather. I mean, just warm, clear skies.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, okay. It's not going to be fogged out or anything. And we're standing on the dock waiting at the gate, like where they're going to take you to, get on the boat and everything. And we're just kind of vibing, and it is packed because it's Fleet Week. So there's a lot of hustle and bustle behind us. And people, and especially in this area, people are looking for the sea lions. They're typically stacked over there, but there's 6 or 7 bopping around, but usually there's can be hundreds over there.
Yeah.
So of course people are gawking around, and then we just hear the most guttural.
No.
And we're like, what? And we just watched the most low energy, low intensity attempted kidnapping. Yes. We see this woman run over to her crying son, and this other woman just has him up.
I saw the whole thing because there was a guy riding a bicycle with subwoofers in a little trailer he was pulling behind him. And the music was very loud. So I was turned around watching that. So I saw this lady coming over to this little boy.
Yeah.
And she picked him up just I could tell he wasn't, I was like, this is odd the way she's kind of holding him, picking him up.
Like a sack of flour, not like how you'd pick up your own
Right,
child.
just it was so weird because it happened within a millisecond.
Course, yeah.
It was I think afterwards I was like, oh, that was kind of weird. I saw her when,
You start to put it together. You're like, oh yeah, I guess she did approach kind of like how an old witch would take a kid.
She kind of approached she was almost running he was running away from her. But then the way she picked him up and kind of spun around this.
But the thing was, what really got me, because at that point I had turned as well, probably because the no happens, it draws my attention and I'm about mid-spin, is she's picked the kid up and she has pivoted. It's almost like in a sport where they go, no, the penalty is the pivot.
Yeah.
That shows intent. Because at first my brain went, oh, she thought he was going to get hit by this bicycle because that was the loudest thing happening.
It was so far away. I knew it wasn't that.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then whenever the lady screamed, I go, yeah, but the pivot, this is where the penalty comes in.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Oh, it was weird.
And then my favorite part of that whole vignette, because the lady gets her kid back. She's not happy.
Yeah, the way she kind of got her kid and the lady was standing there, I thought maybe she thought it was her kid and she picked him up.
Yeah, kids are all the same height. Maybe they have the same haircut. Nope. I see her group catch up to her, and my favorite line is just the guy in her group where he goes, what the fuck are you doing? You can't touch other people's kids. And she goes, I thought it was that guy's. He was looking around. And you were like...
Everybody's looking around because they're all looking for sea lions,
dude.
How about just kind of keep an eyeball it if he's like, my kid. Yeah. Then you go, I found him.
My second favorite part, first favorite part is just the guy going, do we know a kidnapper now? Do we not know this about you? Is you cut to the dad of the kid. He's not even facing what's going on. His wife has to walk up to him and inform him that his kid was almost kidnapped. He's got another one on his shoulder. He goes, what happened? But he's here. Why is he crying? What's happening? Because he almost got kidnapped. He got picked up by a stranger. Why is he crying? Because he was taken by a stranger. She pivoted with him. He thinks he's going to a new life now. He's crying. What are you doing? He goes, I don't know. I'm looking for sea lions.
It just ended there. It was no further. There was nothing, no screaming, no nothing. Yeah. It was just got my kid back. We're moving on. These people are shuffled by.
Honestly, the lady who picked up the kid had the wildest energy. Because if I grabbed somebody's kid, even if I knew my intentions were good, and that was their reaction to it, you would have had 10 minutes straight of me I'm so sorry. I just need you to know everything I was thinking whenever I grabbed. And they go, what about the pivot? And I go, okay, here's what I'm thinking on the pivot. I think that guy's looking for him. So I'm going to take him over to this guy. So I'm one guy taking him over to another guy. And I get it. But I just need, this lady just was even when that guy was like, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know. I thought, she said it like nothing. You grabbed the wrong jacket or something.
She said it like she was my vet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I took our dog Joseph to the vet. I thought maybe he had an ear infection. Turns out just his allergies were flaring up.
Yeah.
And the vet comes out while I'm in the waiting room and she goes, it's cancer, the bad kind. And I said, oh, wow. Okay, cool. Huh?
That's crazy. That is crazy. And the only thing crazier is I met you at the vet because you went to the vet. And it just took so much longer than anticipated. I get home and I'm like, oh, are you still at the vet? And you're like, yeah, we're still here. I don't know what's going on. It's just everything. You know what I mean? It's just on. And I was like, okay. And then I get there and you guys had just came out of the vet and you're not thrilled because obviously it's not fun to get presented something bad I know I said we had brown rice. We don't got brown rice.
Yeah.
We only got white rice. Is that okay? We can make it with the white rice, but we ain't got no brown rice. But instead, it's like your dog, who you love and have had for a decade, he's got the scariest word that can come out of a medical person's mouth, cancer. And in case you haven't already jumped there, the bad kind. Not like there's a lot of like, hey, good news, it's the good cancer. I haven't heard of that one. But then I go to meet you and I'm immediately greeted with an act out where you go, and then the vet comes out and she's like, it's cancer. And I go, what? He has cancer? The bad kind. And you like finish it and then you go, oh my God, sorry. I thought I told you. I thought I texted you already. And I'm like, no, I'm finding out oddly like you found out through act out. That it's something bad. Although we then get the biopsy, but it does seem like we're going to be able to like manage it and it's going to be okay.
He'll be fine.
Yeesh.
Sorry.
Yeah. I thought it was so, I was like, I know she doesn't realize this is what she's doing. Because I know you wouldn't do that. I was like, well, it turns out that's how I found it. I just, it's always weird too when an animal has anything going on because they don't know. If it isn't paining them, they don't know. But that, I thought, if we were review writers, I did think that. I said, there are some people that would definitely quote you in their review pretty heavily. Yeah. Because that's crazy.
Right.
Like that is lunacy. And we're somehow able to take stuff in stride and like laugh it off. But it was infuriating at the time. Like, now it's like, but at the time I was like, that's why I was so upset. I was like, that's so genuinely inappropriate. You have no professionalism. Yeah. That's not how you do that. In this day and age, who doesn't love their dog way too much? Who's not psychotic about their pets? Right? It's like, dude.
I guess me, because I thought, no, I didn't.
But you always think that. Your thing with any medical thing, good or bad, you're going to be fine. Walk it off. Like, you got this. You do whatever they tell you to do. I'm like, well, unless it's too much. Then you don't do it. Then you figure out a different way.
No, I just thought he didn't really have cancer. Like, big cancer,
The doctor seems to think he does. No.
And who was right?
She has lost my trust. Now, I think, I do think that, and you said it that day, you're like, I just feel like she's a little bit, not fear-mongery, what'd you say? You were like, I just feel like she is like...
Catastrophizing?
Yeah, something. It's just like one of these things where it's like, yes, it's something, but I don't know that we need to be on high alert about it just yet.
Maybe we start with the medicine you can get on Amazon.
Right.
Instead of getting it cut out or
we did
whatever.
kind of go over the whole thing. It was like, look, you could do you could do a major surgery. You could do an injection. You could just do an over-the-counter supplement. I was like, wait a minute, what? And she's like, any one of these would be fine. I was like, well, why? What? Yeah.
I think I'll choose obviously getting it cut out. I gotta get a surgery on the books.
Because you had to deal with her a number of times, and you finally were like, can you? Because I'd called 3 times and said, hey, please call me on my cell phone, and then of course they still called you. So I got her on the phone, and I realized because I work with doctors, I was like, oh, she's the type of doctor that spitballs everything that could be a potential out loud to you as the patient. And I just think that sometimes they don't realize, like, we're sitting there hanging on your every word. Right. We're like, do I do this? Do I do that? Are you saying don't do this? Are you saying do that? And at the end of it, you're like, that's a lot of options.
Yeah. I said a couple of times, so what's the direction we're taking currently? We are doing what? We're changing his food? Like, what are we? Yeah. What about the allergy? I don't know. So.
I just remember too, you don't want to be selfish. Like, first you're worried about him, but then secondly, you're like, this is a staggering amount of money.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
It was so much for an ear. I thought an ear infection, and what turned out to be beer. She didn't do anything. No.
What was nice about the ear thing is it's what led you in the door for $1,700 vet bill. And then he walks out with just like, couldn't have more stuff packed in his ear. That crap they put in their ear, it was just like it was like a punishment.
Vaseline or something.
It's like nothing. Yeah. It isn't. He doesn't have an ear infection. His eardrums are intact and in good shape. So you basically just put a bunch of gunk in his ear. So he's probably thinking like, I remember one time I had earwax when we went on a trip to Seattle. And when I tell you it was not fun.
Let me tell you how this ruined the trip halfway through.
Oh God. It was because it was so bad that I was like, I'm getting vertigo. I can't, so I was like, so you just made him feel like crap, charged us a butt ton of money and left us hanging on a Friday with like a big C. All right, bye. And I was like, again, if I wrote a review. But anyway, he's good. He's oblivious to everything. He's having a great time. He loves going to the vet.
Oh, it's his happy place.
He loves it.
He really
I've never
does.
seen a dog act better than when he does at the vet.
He really acts like a good dog. Yep. He listens. He's very on point with like being adorable.
Yeah.
It's his only place he's good.
I really think because he's so sweet, they go, oh, we're going to charge these people a lot. This is a sweet dog. They want him around. If he were awful there.
Maybe he should be his real
if he was his real self, his true authentic self, his most annoying self, they'd go, maybe cut that bill in half. I just don't know that they're not.
I feel bad
just
for them.
Leave him and walk out of here.
Yeah.
No, he's yours. You're good. I was like, oh boy. That's the thing. He's the best, worst dog ever. He's still bopping down the street with his tail high and his ears flopping. We took him to the park the other day. And when we're at the park, we see another dog lover. Because there's so many unique forms of transportation, especially here in the city. I mean, like everybody uses everything.
Yeah.
Like one of the guys I work with, he came up here from Southern California, had a sweet little Ferrari down there. He's bopping around in a Ferrari. And you would never know that he owned something that cool. And that was his daily driver by how excited he was to get his box that had his scooter in it from Amazon that he could put together to commute to the office every day, where he's just like this thing. He's like, you see Black Betty in there? And that's his new, and he's just pleased his punch with it. And honestly, he's so hype on it that I was like, oh man, we should just get it. But I actually thought about it and I said, if I got an electric bike and I cut through the Presidio, I don't even think I need a car to go to work or anything. I think I could leave the car here.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, but it's not a hard ride, if you know what I mean. It has a bike lane everywhere.
I think you'd be cold.
He did say his hands were freezing.
You got it. So all of the DoorDash moped guys, they have built-in hand warmers, or what are they, like mittens?
These giant like mittens, but they stay on the handlebars.
So when they pull their hands out, their mittens are still waiting for their hands to go back in.
So they can quickly go grab your stuff and bring it out to you, but they can bap right back in. And I said, you're gonna have to get something like that. And he was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. When we were in the park, we saw the guy on like the outdoor Segway. Not even the Segway where you have like the foot. I mean, it's like real low. And then he was, how old would you guess?
I would categorize him in elderly.
Oh, for sure, elderly.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put it this way. Where I'm from, just that man's existence, they would classify him as a fall risk.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's elevating that on a weeble wobble, I said people don't do that where I'm from. People do. You'd never catch somebody in their 60s or 70s on a Segway, and not like you said, not a regular Segway. This thing's got mudding tires on it. He's on a dirt trail.
Yeah.
And then to add more like difficulty.
Yep.
He's got two big dogs the size of Joseph, one on either side.
Yeah, he's very...
And I said, I mean, I don't wish anything on this guy in real life, but like comedy-wise, I want to see these guys get going in a circle real bad. I want to see this guy get, whoa, it's right there. But he's just like teetering around like, hold, hold. And I said, I wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't do that right now. I don't know how this guy...
I wouldn't do it when I was young.
I'd be 100% sure that I would be on the ground, like hurt badly. I just... Some of the stuff that people do, it's one of the things I admire most about people in California is I go, man, they don't take aging the same way. And I feel like it's not just California. I mean, it's just what I'm seeing. But there are a lot of places in the world where they just go like, no, you just keep asking yourself to do it.
Yeah.
You don't ever like the one guy who lives down our street is probably at least in his 60s, maybe even early 70s. I mean, definitely 60s. And he longboards, skateboards.
Oh, he's way older than 60s.
You think 70s?
Late 70s.
And he skateboards down the hill. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's not the only one. There's other senior citizens here that I've seen skateboarding around.
They just do it, man.
Yeah.
They do it. They ride, they bike, they hike. You know, they just do it. I love it. Anytime I think about being lazy and not doing something, I go, how could you? You're getting passed by like a senior citizen with 2 sticks, 4 points of contact coming blowing by you. I go, what are you talking about? You're going to pull up and not finish the hike. You got to finish the hike.
Absolutely. There was a guy walking up the hill right past our house one day. He had a huge one of those like bottles of water that you take on a hike.
Yeah.
And he was probably 90.
Yeah.
He was so old.
Yeah.
And he's just going on a hike with his bottle of water.
Going on a hike too. That's the thing. Not going around the block, which would be a lot, you know, especially with these hills. But I go like, you know, most people, if your person like your grandparent, great grandparent's 90 and they still cruise a block or two, you're like, wow, that's great. You're right. This guy's going for a hike at Land's End. Like he's not doing a little, he's doing a lot.
Walking to the start of it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we're doing it. That's why he's going to be fine. The young lady who gave us our like vaccines, I was talking with her and her grandmother's 96. She's like, yeah, she works out every day. She's completely with it. I said, that's why.
Yep.
She's completely with it because she's still asking herself to be with it. And I understand nothing guarantees anything, but it does give you the highest probability of aging well. I think that's all I'm really looking for is like, can I age well enough that I would at least be willing to jump on a Segway with 2 dogs and be mushed around a park? I bet he's done that a lot. And when I say it looked like he had just started ever doing it, that's how it was. You know, I was like, I just don't think there's a way to get good at this. Because the dogs don't seem on board with it. You know what I mean? That's where really the problem was. It's like, don't work with kids, don't work with animals. Yeah. You know, he's doing one of those. And they were like, oh, I don't care. I'll spin this guy out right now. I'll dump him on his head right now. And the other thing that was really, I thought, really interesting, no helmet.
No helmet.
No helmet.
But he goes, I'm old.
He goes, let it be whatever it's going to be. Let it be what it's going to be, babe. All right, I'm taking 2 dogs. I'm going on in my outdoor Segway. And the reason I bring up that it's low is because there are Segways that would at least offer a little bit more stability. I've seen some that you can even like rest on, you know, a little bit. You kind of move like that. No, his are down here. Yeah. His are down in a way that if somebody put anything about shin high, you go, are you trying to trip me? That was the height. It's already tripping height. And now we've added big wheels and 2 dogs and no helmet. And that guy went home that night. He kissed his wife or his husband or whoever. Yep. You know, he's alive.
He did it.
He made it.
Good for him.
People just do stuff, man. We had a lot of little things, just noticing people do just little weird things. Yeah. Like when we were on that sunset cruise and there was clearly like that one young couple that was like first-ish date. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's too much like question asking, and it's too much like it felt very, very talk. And
third date maybe max.
Well, if it's third date, then I have a note right out of the gate based on what we saw. So third date, pretty typically, you know, classically, write it in a script. Third date's kind of where you're like, hey, with this thing, if it goes well, this is where physicality might really escalate.
Right. And he took her on a sunset cruise.
He took her on a sunset cruise. And then this guy took out a hard-boiled egg and ate it.
That's true.
That doesn't say to me. I said, what the heck? And I mean, I'm talking taking it out, peeling it.
Brought your own. He had his own old washed out Chinese food container that he had put it in.
He just had eggs in it. He's just
peeling it.
And I said, this guy's doing everything but being that old grandpa that's got like iodized salt, like...
My grandpa.
Yeah. Just what? Yeah, my grandfather used to have a little hot sauce in his pocket. Just hit that. What? Eating an egg. And I said, is this the new flex from Gen Z? Eggs are so expensive. He's like, baby girl, I got a bunch of eggs. These are the brown ones. These are the brown ones. Yeah. This ain't a regular egg.
This cage free, baby.
Yeah, this cage free. This thing ain't ever touched a cage. It's free roam on grass. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, let me
get from my backyard.
Get some more of that. I'm thinking third date. I thought the same thing. I said, this is probably like a third date. This guy's rolling. Because right away, I don't know if anybody goes, you know what I'm thinking if we're talking bodies, you know, and we're going to put this thing on you. You don't go, I hope it has like 4 eggs in it. 4 hard-boiled eggs.
Just kind of
sloshing around. Literally sloshing for an hour and a half. You know, just I had eggs and I had about 4 beers and I said, I don't know if this is going to play out the way this guy thought.
If this was also a a negative to her or a flex.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
I don't know what's what anymore.
But the cruise for them was free.
Yeah.
Because they knew one of the crew members.
So this guy's really showing everything about his fiscal prowess.
Right.
He goes, got about $85 in eggs. Not a big deal. Do it as a snack. This thing would have cost something. I got it for nothing. And I'm talking, we're getting brewskis. Right?
Yeah.
We're getting treated good. Actually, I said, man, I need to befriend this guy who took him. This guy was really putting on a show for him. You know what I mean? He's like, oh man, let me get pictures for you. What do you want from the bar? You know, he's really being a great host. And I said, oh, this guy's got a little indigo girl in him.
Yeah.
You know, he's bringing vibes.
He really did bring good vibes.
He was good vibes, nice guy. You know, he's just trying to be fun to everybody.
Yeah.
It was a really good experience.
I took a Dramamine beforehand. I would take a second dose if I went again.
Oh yeah.
I would take 2.
Yeah, because you were doing that pre-Drammy. I go, she's already got some Dramamine in her. This one's already got a little pre-Dramamine in her. She's getting just a little wobbly over there. Just having a good time. We're going to get her on there, give her one more Dramamine. Let's get weird. And then I just start taking out eggs. Oh, cracking the eggs. She's Dramamine and I got all these cage-free eggs. Actually, mine are caged. I don't care. I don't care.
I saw another couple on the boat and I thought, how do we talk to them? How do we be their friend? We didn't even. We sat on the totally opposite
Your
side.
Your guess is as good as mine because we didn't. I did a little banter at them. It was somewhat received. I was like, you're going to have to really hold my hand here. I mean, if you want to make a friend.
If you want to be my friend?
If you want to be my friend, you're going to have to ask because I am not great at starting friendships at this stage of my life.
Yeah.
I really am not. Even when I feel like maybe people are like, yeah, we could be friends. I'm like, all right, well, I'm heading home.
I know.
It'd be nice to have a few friends in this city. And we're not asking for much, you know. Well, I mean, we're not
just begging on friends.
We're not asking for much. We're asking for, maybe you want to do a hike, maybe you want to go on a big catamaran, maybe you want to go to dinner. That's it, right? Not big drinkers, not looking for any drama whatsoever. Not a great. I'm a good listener, but I don't want to take on your BS. Does that make sense? I'm a good listener.
I already have friends with BS.
I have real friends. I already got friends that actually I have to like listen to their stuff because they listen to my stuff type of thing. So if we're going to be friends, I need somebody who also is looking for just a new couple of surface level friends. Bring the good times. You know what I mean? I'm looking for somebody to introduce me to breads and cheeses. Is the type of friend
at a game
I'm
night.
looking for. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not looking for somebody who's going to talk to me about how they're thinking about going open marriage or they're having problems, or I go, none of that. None of it. All right. I mean, honestly, you and I are both very similar in this. I go, if you have toxicity to you, it's a no for me. I don't like it.
Yep. I've already been cried to in bathrooms by throughout
That's
the years, starting
20s,
in
baby.
Middle school dances on.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah, because you worked as a bathroom attendant from middle school all the way through college. You're in there like cologne.
No,
perfume.
sorry. I just thought of drunk girls crying in the bathroom, and then I thought, oh, but we've been doing that since middle school dances.
Yeah.
Both ways. Yes.
No, I just thought
I'm good, funny. And I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
So.
Tal? Any more thoughts, feelings, or jokes? I love you.
Love you.
We didn't hit record. We didn't hit record.